So, Overwatch 2 came with a brand new game mode called Push, and I'll try to explain it in the simplest way I know how to. Basically, there's a robot that pushes a giant block. I represent the robot, and these two boxes represent the blocks. These two lines represent a checkpoint, and the furthest two lines away from me represent the spawn points. So if you remember a control map, both teams spawn on opposite sides of a completely symmetrical map and fight in the middle. Same purpose here. Both red and blue teams will spawn on opposite sides and fight in the middle where the robot is waiting. After a short period, the robot will unlock. Now for this example, let's say blue team wins the first fight, and so they begin to push the robot by standing next to it, just like a payload. The blue team is trying to push the robot who is pushing the block towards the red spawn, and this functions like a normal payload. If the red team manages to win a fight and the blue team lose control of the robot will jog back to the other block, and the robot will start to push the block towards the blue spawn. Once the robot pushes the block to the first checkpoint, the red spawn now changes. Instead of spawning all the way back at the enemy spawn, they now spawn a little closer, around here. The red team will continue to push like normal towards the blue spawn, and just like normal, if the blue team manages to win a team fight against Team Red, the robot will jog back to the other block and continue to push the block towards the red spawn. Now, when a robot pushes a block towards the enemy spawn and manages to push it all the way, that is your win condition. In this example, blue team wins. But what happens if the robot doesn't push it all the way? In this situation, the red team has managed to push the robot who is pushing the block almost all the way to the enemy spawn. Let's say this is so far 90 meters. The game will keep track of this. Right now the game's in overtime, and the blue team has barely pushed the block, not even to the first checkpoint. This is just like a normal overtime fight. If the red team wins one fight and the blue team step off of the point, or in this case, if they step off of the robot, the game ends and red team wins. Now, just like any normal payload or capture point, the more players that are near the robot, the faster it will move. Of course, again, just like with any capture point or capture speed of a payload, it caps at 3. So 3 is the most amount of players that it will go the fastest. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if I didn't explain this the best. I just tried to do it in a very visual way as much as I could. So, thanks for watching, guys.